Assalamu alaikum. This is Kulsum Zehra, your mentor for the course of English Grammar. In this lecture, we'll learn conditional tenses. So, what are conditional tenses? Conditional tenses are those tenses that are used to speculate about what could happen, what might have happened, and what we wish would happen. In English, most of the sentences using conditionals contain the word if, then, when, etc. Many of the conditional forms in English are used in sentences that include verb in one of the past tense. This verb tense is usually called an unreal past because we use a past tense but we are not actually referring to something that happened in the past. In the cases of conditionals, the sentences are usually made up of an if clause and a main clause. In many negative conditional sentences, we usually use unless instead of if. There are 5 main ways of constructing conditionals in English. These conditionals are zero conditional, type 1 conditional, type 2 conditional, type 3 conditional, and mixed type conditional. These conditionals are used in different situations and their construction, like the if clause is in a different verb tense and their main clause is in a different verb tense according to the situation in which the conditional is used. The very first type of conditional is the zero conditional. The zero conditional is used for when the time being referred to is now or always and the situation is real and possible. The zero conditional is often used to refer to general truths. The tense in both the parts of sentence is in present simple. In zero conditional sentence, the word if can usually be replaced by the word when without changing the meaning. The construction of zero conditional is the if clause contains if plus a present simple tense and the main clause also contains a present simple tense. The zero conditional usually shows that if this thing happens, that thing happens. Like if you heat ice cream, it melts. It's a general truth and we can see that in this zero conditional both the clauses are in present simple. Another example can be if it rains, the grass gets wet. The second type of conditional is type 1 conditional. Type 1 conditional is usually used to refer to present or future situations where the situation is real. The type 1 conditional refers to possible conditions and its probable results. In these sentences, the if clause is in present simple tense and the main clause is in simple future tense. We can see that if this thing happens, that thing will happen. Like if you don't hurry, you will miss the train. Or if it rains today, you will get wet. In these tenses, we can see that the first clause is in present simple and the second clause is in future. The type 2 conditional is the third type of conditionals. It usually refers to a time that is now or any time and the situation is unreal. The sentences are not based on fact. The type 2 conditional is used to refer to a hypothetical condition and its probable result. In type 2 conditional sentences, the if clause is in past simple tense and the main clause usually uses the present conditional. Like if this thing happened, that thing would happen or that thing would be happening. For example, if you went to the bed earlier, you would not be so tired, or if it rained, you would get wet. Or another example can be, if I spoke Italian, I would be working in Italy. Let's have the fourth type of conditional, which is the type 3 conditional. The type 3 conditional is usually used to refer to a time that is in the past and the situation is contrary to reality. The facts are based on and are opposite to what is expressed. The type 3 conditional is used to refer to unreal past conditions and their probable past results. In type 3 conditional sentences, the if clause usually uses a past perfect tense and the main clause usually uses a perfect conditional. This conditional is used to show that if this thing had happened, that thing would have happened, or that thing would have been happening. For example, if you had studied harder, you would have passed the test. Or another example can be, if I had got that job, I would have been working in Germany. The mixed type conditional is the fifth and last type of conditionals. The mixed type conditional is used to refer to a time that's in the past and the situation is ongoing in the present. The facts that are based on are the opposites of what is expressed. The mixed type of conditional is used to refer to an unreal past condition and its probable results in the present. If mixed type conditions, the if clause is usually in past perfect tense and the main clause usually is in the present conditional. It's usually used to show that if this thing had happened, that thing would happen. If I had worked harder at the college, I would have a better job now. Or if we had followed the map, we wouldn't be lost. Another example can be, if you weren't afraid of beetles, you would have picked it up and put it outside. Thank you so much. For more videos, do subscribe the channel.